What's up, guys? It's Matt here with Tanks Lawn Maintenance. It's currently 5:29 p.m. Wednesday evening, August the 21st, 2024, year of our Lord. And it's a beautiful day, man. It's 87 degrees, just a few clouds in the sky, not many. I'm done for the day. I hadn't been home long, probably about 30-45 minutes. Two things, guys. When you go give a quote, if you get an email from somebody for a quote request and you go over there, do two things. For one, either call or text the customer and let them know you're on the way. And when you get there, knock on their door, man. Don't just walk in their backyard. I've done that twice. The last two times I've done that, it came back to bite me. I done it Sunday afternoon when we were on the way back from Tennessee. We stopped at a house on the way back, probably about 10 minutes from the house, and I wasn't thinking, I told the lady that she didn't have to be home, just make sure the gate was unlocked so I could get back there. And when I pulled up, I didn't knock on the door, didn't do anything, just walked in the backyard, and she was back there reading a book and had a gigantic pit bull sitting right next to her, and that dog come after me quickly. And luckily the dog was just trying to scare me, wasn't trying to hurt me or anything like that. And I apologized to her. I said, hey, I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting anybody to be home, I should have knocked. And she wasn't worried about it, she wasn't mad or anything like that. She laughed about it, told me the dog was super friendly, but just to shut the gate, that way she wouldn't get out. Well, laughed about that. And then today I done it again. I had a quote after I got done with everything today, and I nearly got shot, man. I walked into a backyard, it didn't look like anybody was home. There wasn't no cars in the driveway, and there were several business cards on the front door where it looked like maybe it was just a rental house or something like that, or a house that somebody had just bought and hadn't moved in yet. That's what it looked like. Well, I just walked on in the backyard, looked around, and when I was leaving the backyard, the lady come out with a gun. She didn't point it at me, but she came out there with a gun, raising all kind of sand. And after I told her who I was and what I was doing, she laughed, and she felt embarrassed, but really I should have been embarrassed, because I didn't knock on her door, didn't let her know I was coming. And she apologized to me for scaring me, but it was my fault, But do that, guys. Make sure your customers know you're there or either on the way, one of the two, so they can be prepared. And especially as crazy as the world is nowadays, seems like everybody is on edge. So just be careful, guys. Make sure you let your customers know that you're there. If you knock on the door, nobody answers, and they're expecting you to be there, that's one thing. But if you haven't told anybody you're coming, make sure you knock on the door. But anyway, guys, the other thing I want to ask y'all is, when you're edging, do you flip edge or do you use a stick edger? And I'm asking, the reason I'm asking is because I use both. I normally flip edge. I'm just faster with a string trimmer. Just flip it over and go at it with lay an edge down. And honestly, to me, once you get that groove cut with a stick edger, it's a lot easier just to follow that line with a string trimmer. For one, you're not risking chipping any concrete or anything like that. And for two, I feel like you can get that edge crispier with a string trimmer than what you can a stick edger. And I'm just curious what you guys do. And I'm asking that because when I was doing my last property, there was a guy, young guy, he's probably 22, 23 years old, 2 houses down from me, and he was out there tearing it up, man. He had a little S10 pickup truck with a push mower in the back, and he had an Echo Pass 225 with the string trimmer attachment and the edger attachment, and he had a little cheap battery powered blower. I don't know what brand it was, but I think it was Hart brand, Walmart's brand, but whatever, you know, as long as it works for him, that's all that matters. And he was out there trying to win at life. But he walked over there to me, matter of fact, it was the last short that I put out today. He walked over there to me and asked me if how long I've been doing this, for one, and for two, he was asking me if I started out edging with a string trimmer or if I started out with a regular edger. And he was asking me, he said, man, I just really feel like I could be faster if I could learn how to edge with a string trimmer versus edging with an edger. Having to walk back to the truck and change out the attachment and everything else. And I get it, you know, especially when you're dealing with attachments and you only have one unit for everything you're doing. It is quicker if you just flip edge. It's a lot quicker. But I say it's a lot quicker. It depends on what you're doing. If you're just starting out and you have corner lots, you really need to be flip edging, because that's a long ways to walk trying to hold an edge. But personally, when I started out, man, I started out flip edging, and my wife was helping me when we started our business, and she didn't like using a stick edger, so she would move extremely slow with a string trimmer, and it looked okay, but it wasn't that great. And wasn't complaining, you know, she was helping me, and she was doing the best she could, you know. She just didn't like using a stick edger, because it was throwing rocks all over her and stuff like that. And I get it, you know. But yeah, I started out with a stick edger, and the way I did it, learning how to string trim or flip edge, what I would do is, a lot of the backyards that I have patios, and I would always flip edge the patio. And around AC units, a lot of the AC units are sitting on a concrete slab. I would always flip edge that. And occasionally, there's not many of them in my area, but there's some terrible yards, and occasionally I would flip edge those terrible yards just to try to get better, you know, practice at it. And my opinion is, if you're starting out, you need to have a stick edger on the truck, and you need to stick edge everything until you get used to it. Because the bottom line is, whether you're fast or not, if it doesn't look good, the customer's not going to be satisfied. So first and foremost, make sure the quality is there, and then you can start working on the speed. But don't practice in somebody's front yard unless it's just a trash yard, you know, full of weeds. You know they don't have an HOA. Everybody else in the neighborhood's crapped out. Don't be practicing in somebody's front yard. If you're gonna practice in their backyard. And that's the way I learned how to flip edge. But to answer that question, no, I did not start out flip edging. I started out stick edging, and I stick edged everything except for the backyards. And now I'm basically flip edging everything. The only time I use a stick edger now is if I've got a ton of yards on the list and I'm dealing with corner lots. If I'm dealing with a corner lot and I've got a lot to do, I'm stick edging, because I can pick that stick edger up, drop it in the groove, and run with it. But if I'm picking up a new property, I'm stick edging it. Something that looks like it hasn't been edged in a while. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys do? Drop a comment down below and let me know, man. But yeah, I hope y'all had a good day today. Hope y'all stayed cool and hydrated. And I'm gonna hop off here and get ready to eat some supper, man. But until the next one, y'all keep cutting that grass and keep making that money. Holler at y'all. Bye.